By the way, this is a shield and a spear. It goes with our logo.
Orb and spear.
Yeah, our logo is also a shield and a spear.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's also female and masculine.
Female and masculine.
Wotan's
But it's also
spear and Brunhilde's horns.
Brunhilde's horns,
Yeah.
Wotan's spear. I thought it was the orb of the world and the spear of destiny. And
Yeah, all those
stuff.
things. But
All those good classical things.
That's what we never do explain this. Dallas.
Big D.
Ready?
Classical. Rebellion.
I have a confession to make.
Confess.
I might try to get a down and dirty little trip to Dallas in the middle of our run of Aida. So we've got Aida on Friday, October 25th.
Okay.
And Sunday matinee, October 27th. That gives me time in my mind to fly Saturday morning to Dallas, listen to Vaughan Williams' Sea Symphony, and fly back Sunday morning. Because I have wanted to hear that piece of music since my freshman year of college.
You are Batman.
Live. If I was Batman, I would just go.
If you make it there and back, you will be Batman.
That's true. Yeah, see, that's the risk. So I could get back here by 10 a.m. Sunday morning if the flights are all on time. If they're not, and I miss a effing performance, that's bad.
That would be a bad boy.
Very bad, because I am the entire tenor section of the San Diego Opera Chorus.
I'll tell him you said so.
Yeah, I'll tell him I said so. Step up, son. It's the Dallas is bringing the aggression out in me. I don't know.
I must be. Well,
yeah. But I do want to give a shout out to two members of the Dallas Symphony Orchestra who are also members of the Mainly Mozart Festival Orchestra, because I do outreach for Mainly Mozart. And Nathan Olson and Haley Hoops are fantastic. Nathan Olson is the concertmaster.
Oh.
And Haley plays...
And of course, the Mainly Mozart Orchestra is only made up of section leaders.
That's right. That's right. And Haley is the second horn. She's a second horn specialist.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she actually did a podcast with while she was here with Mainly Mozart.
What makes someone a second horn specialist?
Well, you'll have to listen to the podcast. It's a big deal. Like, it's
no,
a
I'm sure it is, because
thing.
it has to do with specific harmonics that you're always tuned into.
Yeah.
And you have to be tuned into.
Yeah. Yes. So she and Nathaniel, I can't say his last name, new principal horn at Cleveland, who was also part of the Mainly Mozart Festival Orchestra. If you can't tell, this orchestra is really good. And
well, it would be, wouldn't it?
It would be. So we'll link that podcast, because I learned a ton from Haley and Nathan, and they're funny too.
Like us.
Yeah. So there's a little Dallas shout out. But Vaughan, I'm not kidding you, John. I started off as a music major. I ended as a philosophy major because music theory, whatever. I did not.
He's a tenor.
Yeah, I did not grow up in a musical household except for singing. So I could not tell you the key of E flat major when I got to college. So it was a lot of catch up.
Right. Sure.
I know you're really interested. However, for whatever reason, I decided, I knew the college had a CD library in the music department, and I determined to listen to all of them before I graduated.
And the first one that you got
the very first one was Vaughan Williams' A Sea Symphony,
I've heard this story before.
Sir Adrian Bolt.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't get really much further, because all I wanted to hear was more Vaughan Williams at that point. When it started, I was like, I had always hoped someone wrote this piece of music. It's down somewhere in my heart. It was like, I know there's something great out there. And then there it was. It's astounding.
Well, it's a revolutionary symphony because it's the first symphony to have chorus involved right the way through. Right the way through.
Yeah.
And it's his first symphony. He started plotting it when he was 30 years old.
Right.
And he studied with composition with Sir Hubert Parry and Charles Stanford, who were both, mega Victorian composers in their own right. And so, he it's of a texture, yet it's unique. It's very unique.
Yeah. It follows a pretty straightforward symphonic form, though.
Well, what I mean is it's of a texture with the late Victorians, with Elgar, with you can find parallels in the feel of certain movements and certain of the settings with Stanford songs, as you were mentioning.
Yeah. So the 1910 Leeds Festival is where it premiered.
Right.
The Sea Symphony.
Okay.
And the same festival, Stanford's Songs of the Sea, premieres as well. The Songs of the Sea is only 20 minutes. It's baritone and men's chorus, and it's saccharine-y, sweet, and beautiful, and I love it. But it ain't.
I don't know if I'd call it saccharine, but it's got that Stanford sweetness.
Yeah.
I mean, Stanford's 4 Latin motets are like some of the richest Victorian harmony that ever. I mean, Victorianism in the best sense. Really good Victorian era composers are fabulous, absolutely wonderful geniuses. Then there's second-rate, cut-rate Victorianism, which we can do without.
Right.
But Stanford was not one of those. He was definitely a masterful choral writer.
So I just found it interesting that those pieces both premiered in the same year at Leeds, and it was professor and student.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's an influence.
And the same theme, the same sea, the ocean, not C, not C major symphony, C, SEA.
I was listening to some commentary about it, and one conductor points out, said you can only imagine what this piece must have meant to England at the height of the empire. And England, and it is a seafaring nation. It depends on the sea. Yeah. England didn't need an army as much as they needed a navy. There's a dependency on the sea. It's that tight a relationship. So Vaughan Williams' piece, which is like, I mean, it's just like you said. It's
stunning. I will say the choral voice leading isn't my favorite. I feel for the sopranos quite a bit. It sounds
Beethovenian.
It sounds like he's going for an effect that no choir can actually ever quite pull off.
Like Beethoven.
Yeah.
He's writing for violins.
Yeah.
Right. Just hold
Here,
it up.
sing this high A for 20 measures, sopranos.
There's a recording of the Sea Symphony on YouTube being performed at the Proms a few years ago.
Yeah, it's a great
with
recording.
About 650.
It's big.
There's a chorus of 490 people or something. They're just all over the place. Yeah. And so that first utterance.
Behold,
the sea
itself.
And it just breaks on you like a wave like a mammoth wave on the shore.
What is also fascinating is Walt Whitman's poetry.
Well, yeah.
I mean, some people don't like Uncle Walt. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those Uncle Walt. That's Uncle Walt. I love him.
He does what he does. It's a unique poetic voice.
It is.
But it wasn't particularly well known in England at the time either.
No. And the British, I can't remember who else. Maybe it was Holst also set some.
Did he set some Whitman?
Yeah, but more in songs.
It wasn't a Whitman sampler, was it?
No,
sorry,
it wasn't. It's 2 N's, I believe. It's like the British do better at setting Whitman than the Americans. I don't know that. There's that new opera by, I can't remember his name, Crossings, I believe. That's Walt Whitman's story in the Civil War.
But who
uses his poetry?
The British aren't necessarily even expert at setting their own poetry. Individuals are great at setting poetry wherever it comes from. An individual composer is, and this is just what a mammoth tapestry he drew out of Whitman, though.
Yeah. But that on the beach at night alone is a phenomenal poem, and I love that walking bass. So after it starts with that real contemplative, and then this walking bass part comes through. I'm a sucker for walking bass. Mars, by the way.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, like the Vaughan Williams London Symphony last year, which...
Spanos. Yes, Spanos. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Is conducting.
Spanos, I would imagine.
Okay. And he's at Atlanta.
He conducted that here,
Yeah.
and really opened all of our ears to that particular work. What a performance he drew out of the San Diego Symphony Orchestra.
This,
It's among the best things I've ever heard them play.
Yeah.
And to hear the Sea Symphony it's worth a trip to Dallas.
I think it is. I might risk it.
I think you should go.
Oh,
go
man.
on, go. You know you want to.
I have to find boy, but I'm just terrified of the flight being canceled.
I'm not. I want to see what happens.
Because there are no red eyes into San Diego. I can't take a flight after the concert Saturday night.
That's where the thrill seeking comes into it.
Airport in San Diego is right downtown, so we can't fly all night.
Do it anyway.
I might.
Do it. You know you want to.
I really want to. This is the first time I've seen it.
And does the mayor of Dallas come out to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra? I mean, we're just curious about that. But I mean, I think we should hashtag Dallas Mayor.
I bet the mayor goes to the Cowboys games.
I'll bet they do.
At least one.
But I bet they ought to go to the symphony too. And they've got that wonderful hall in Dallas too.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's a tremendous acoustic that they've got there. I mean, that's reason enough for you to go. You probably won't ever hear it in a better acoustic. It's literally known as one of the finest acoustics in the world. So
you're selling me, John.
You really ought to go.
You're selling me.
Don't miss it, man. You'll regret it if you do.
But back to the mayor. We think our political leaders should also be our cultural leaders.
They should. They should be supporting the arts. They should be drawing everyone together into the arts and leading the way, because they validate the arts by their civic presence.
Yes, and maybe the Dallas mayor is doing that.
And quite frankly, I don't really think that there is an arts organization in the country right now that cannot use some validation.
Absolutely.
We're all, without slamming, a popular culture.
Right.
Classical culture needs all the help it can get. Let's face it. It's a truth.
It is.
And we all benefit from it.
Yeah.
So, hashtag Dallas Mayor.
Dallas Mayor. So
get out there
on Instagram. Let's see some pictures of the Dallas Mayor at the Dallas Symphony.
Maybe the Dallas Mayor. Maybe the Dallas Mayor would take a picture there at the symphony and hashtag it Classical Rebellion.
Oh, now that's next level.
Yeah, that is next level. But you have to think out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that one 3 years before that happens.
Before that happens.
Yeah,
come on,
but
Mayor.
it will happen.
Come on,
we will not shut up.
Come on, Your Honor, do it for me.
Do it for this guy. By the way, we never introduce ourselves.
No, we don't.
It's not about us.
It's not about us.
That it is kind of about us. But this is our way of staying humble.
I was mistaken for another one of us, but
that's true.
Okay.
There are more than the two of us in the rebellion.
There are.
Yes.
You can be in the rebellion too by pressing the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Press the subscribe button and bolster classical culture around the world.
Yeah. We're only talking about the Vaughan Williams because there's a world premiere performance on this concert as well, and we can't really talk about that because it's a world premiere. We haven't heard it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, no one's heard it.
No.
It's a world premiere. Maybe how could there be a recording?
Well, only
I didn't even look. I just saw Sea Symphony and I was.
You were hooked.
I was in.
You was in.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah.
So anyway, get out there. Hashtag Dallas Mayor. Press the subscribe button and classical rebellion.
By the way, this is a shield and a spear. It goes with our logo.
Orb and spear.
Yeah. Our logo is also a shield and a spear.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's also female and masculine.
Female, masculine.
Wotan's also spear and Brunhilde's horns.
Brunhilde's horns, Wotan's spear. I thought it was the orb of the world and the spear of destiny. And
all those things. But
all those good classical things.
That's what we never do explain this.
That's what it's all about.
That's right. Keeping our energy flagged a little bit in the Mahler. Like the Bruckner was fantastic, and then the Mahler we got a little bit didactic.